Hello friends, today I am going to tell you an interesting story, The Heron and the Crab. Once a heron lived in the reeds beside a large pond. This heron was tall. He was nearly as tall as a stork. Like any other heron, he had an ash-grey head with a white crown and neck. His long slender neck was in the shape of an S. He had a narrow head and a bill as sharp as a pointed dagger along the white feathers of his body. On his neck there were some black streaks. He was really a most handsome bird. The heron walked in a proud way. He held his head aloft so that he could see all round him. He lifted his legs very high when he walked through the water amongst the reeds, and he watched the water carefully. But our heron was a lazy bird. Though there were plenty of fish in the pond, he waited for them to come close before trying to catch them. He did not like to stop down too low to catch his fish. It was too much like hard work. Because the heron was lazy, he got little to eat. However, he was a clever bird. One day he thought, there must be some easy way of getting my food. I don't like bending. I don't much like working, but I do get hungry. How can I get my food without having to work for it? The heron stood on one leg and thought for a while. Then he stood on the other leg and thought for another while, and he got hungrier and hungrier. Then when he had shifted from one leg to the other for the 10th time, he had an idea. "That's a brilliant idea," said the heron to himself. He was so pleased he nearly fell over, and he did not even notice the 3 fish swimming slowly past his one leg in the water. "I shall put my plan into action right now," said the heron to himself, and he hopped onto the bank and went to the far side of the pond. When the heron got to the far side of the pond, he put on a gloomy face. It was a very, very sad face indeed. Anybody seeing it would have said, "Poor heron, you must have just lost a near and dear relation." And soon enough, someone did notice his sorrow. It was a crab that lived in the pond. The crab was old and wise. He had lived in the pond for a long time. He crawled up onto the bank and made his way towards the heron. "What's the matter, young bird?" asked the kindly crab. The heron looked down at the crab. His face took on an even gloomier look. "Ah!" sighed the heron sadly. "Alas! Alack! Alas! Oh dear!" said the crab. "You really are in a bad way. Whatever is the matter?" "Alas!" said the heron. "I am very worried, Mr. Crab. All the fish in the pond are soon going to be gone. Then what shall I do for my food?" "Gone?" asked the crab in surprise. "Gone? Where?" "Well," said the heron, "just the other day I heard some fishermen talking. They are going to soon take all the fish from this pond." "That's awful," cried the crab. "Did you say all?" "Yes," replied the heron. "The big fish, The little fish, the long and short, the fat and thin, the young and the old, even the ones that are sick, they are all going to be taken. Oh dear, cried the crab. He scratched his head with one of his claws and just sat there looking as gloomy as the heron. But I think I have a plan to save them, said the heron. Oh yes, said the crab, surrounding interested. What's that? There's a beautiful pond just over that hill, said the heron, lifting one wing and pointing. The water is clean and fresh. There are lots of sharp rocks close to the bank, and the water is deep. The fish will be safe there. The water may be deep, and the rocks may be sharp, said the crab, and I am sure the fish will love it. But how are they to get from this pond to the another one? They can't walk or fly. Theirs, can't they? I have thought of that, replied the heron. If the fish like, I can carry them. What? All of them? Cried the crab. Yes, said the heron. A few at a time, of course. I will take some days to get them all into the new pond, but it can be done. That's a grand plan, said the crab. I am sure the fish will want to be saved. I will go and see what they think. The crab splashed into the water and sank to the bottom. The heron stood very still and waited. He chuckled to himself, but his gloomy face did not change. A little while later, the crab crawled up onto the bank again. In the shallow water beside the bank, there were now a number of fish. The heron looked gloomier than ever. I have spoken to the fish, said the crab to the heron, and they are very upset about the news. Do they think it's a bad idea? Asked the puzzled heron. No, not at all, said the crab, upset by the news of the fishermen. This pond is their home after all, and they will have to leave it. Oh, said the heron, I see. They like your plan very much, said the crab. They are lining up right now. Please start taking them to the other pond, Mr. Heron. They are afraid that some of them might get left behind. Right away, said the heron. We shall start now, and the crab did not see it. But at that moment, an evil look appeared on the heron's face. Now, which of you, little fish, are to be the first to go to your new home? Asked the heron, bending his long neck down to the level of the water. Me, me, cried the little fish all together. The heron laughed. He gently lowered his sharp beak into the water and picked up 3 fairly plump fish. Then he spread his wings and flew off over the hill. After some time, the heron returned and splashed down into the pond. The fish immediately swam round his legs. What a good heron you are to save us in this way, they cried. But the crab was not so sure. He noticed that the heron was looking very pleased with himself and a bit fat. Over the next few days, the heron made lots of trips to the new pond. Each time he carried a fish in his beak. Then the crab asked the heron to take him to the pond. You can carry a few fish in your beak, said the crab. I will hang on to your neck with my legs and claws. All right, jump on, said the heron. Before popping 3 fish into his mouth and taking off, the crab sat on the heron's head and hung on with his claws. The heron flew up into the air and headed for the hill. When the heron passed the hill, the crab noticed that there was a small pond on the other side. The water was not clean or fresh. Near the pond, spread over some large rocks, he saw lots of fish bones. The crab was astonished. He now knew what was the heron had been up to. Quick as a wink, he put both his claws over the eyes of Heron. "What are you doing?" squawked the heron. "I can't see where I am going." "Get your claws off my eyes." "Oh, I am sorry," replied the crab. "I was slipping off. I can't let go, for I will certainly fall down to the ground and hurt myself. Keep flying, and I will tell you when you reach the pond. I will guide you down to a safe place to land." The heron flew right over the pond and rocks, but the crab said nothing. "Are we there yet?" asked the heron. "No, no," replied the crab. "Keep going. Left here, a little to the right. Now straight on. We are nearly there." The heron flew a long way and began to get very tired. Then, when they were far from home, the crab saw some large thorn bushes. The crab directed the heron right into the middle of the bushes. "Ouch! Ouch! Ouch!" cried the heron as he fluttered down into the bushes. "I am caught up in hundreds of thorns." As soon as they landed, the crab leapt off and scuttled away. The heron looked round, but could see no rocks, just thorns. "Get me out of here!" cried the thorn. "I am trapped. Help me!" But the crab did not stop. "I can't get out of my own," he shouted as he scuttled away. "I will go back and wait for the fishermen. They will come to help you." "But there are no fishermen," yelled the heron. "I made up the story." I know," shouted the crab in reply. "I made up the story too about coming back. I am going home, and I am going to stay there." The crab went back to the pond to tell other fish what had happened. The fish were sorry to hear about their lost friends, but they were very happy that the crab had saved the rest of them. And the best news was that no fisherman would come to take them away. What became of the greedy heron? We do not know, but he never returned to the pond. Thank you, friends.